Frenzzyy family, good night everyone. Welcome to another Sports Frenzzyy podcast. I'm your host, Levon, and with me tonight I have Sherwin, the
What's up?
Frenchman who is having some France syndrome, up and down all over Facebook chatting one bag of madness. And we also have Frano, the one who's always in the comment section commenting right throughout the show almost every night. Welcome, boss man. Long time we don't see
Yeah,
you on the show.
what are duties?
Also, we are now joined by Kems. Welcome again, boss.
All right, all gone.
All right, so Kim, say you have a teaching session tonight, because you saying see people all over Facebook talking about all sort of madness in regards to Richardson and all of that. So first up, let's make it known that Shaka Richardson has been banned for 30 days after
Yes,
she was
sir.
found guilty of consuming marijuana. So she has gotten a 30 days ban. It has ruled out of the 100-meter, but it is said that if she's named to the US team, she will partake in the 4x100 meter because she was part of the relay pool. So she stand a chance of making it into the 4x1. Otherwise, from that, her place in the 100-meter has been taken by another athlete who is Jenna Prandini. She finished fourth. Now she has been promoted to third place.
Mhm.
That's where we stand with that. First up, Sherwin, do you think it's harsh knowing that marijuana itself tend to slow down performance instead of enhancing performance? Yes, we know that it's on the ban list, but based on dialogues that I've had with people who smoke and also people that in close circles that have smoked, do you think that it's probably harsh that she has been banned for 30 days?
Um, I mean, all right. I'm going to no bias, just talking sports and talking what happened. Um, if this is what I think, I've been reading up on it since morning, trying to get some information on why and stuff like that. But I think rules are the rules, right? And if the rules says no, then it's a no. Athletes have to and note that athlete can also test positive by they don't have to be a direct smoker, but they can be around somebody and inhaling it just the same and it get caught in their system. I remember when they just started testing youth athletes, right? And some of the athletes where I was, they had to be careful amongst who they are around with. You understand? So it's all about taking that responsibility for yourself. Is it harsh? 30 days? I don't think it's harsh. You know why I don't think it's harsh? Persons are now saying that it is harsh because those 30 days run right into the Olympics. If this was a non-Olympic year, everybody would be okay with the 30 days. You understand? But because it is an Olympic year and those 30 days run right into the Olympic, affecting her competing in the 100 meters, which is her primary event, um, persons are now saying it's harsh. The rules are the rules. I've looked at the US banned substances and it is there. Marijuana is there. So I don't see what the issue is. And if it is there and if it has been found in your system, then you should be banned accordingly. You understand? But if this was as I said, if this was a non-Olympic year, everybody would be saying, oh, okay, 30 days not bad, she'll be back in a month. You understand what I mean? And then no, but because it's an Olympic year, everybody's going to be head over heels with the situation. The fact is that the substance is banned. It has been found in her system, and she got the required punishment according to the substance that is found in her system. So for me, the punishment is not hard or harsh, none at all.
All right, to answer to Anthony Butler, the rules are the rules, yes, and I'm a stickler when it comes down to rules. I didn't say that it was at no point in time did I defend her saying that the ban is too short or anything like that. I just asked a simple question to Bones. Coach, what do you
But
think about?
is it a done deal that she actually got 30 days, or they're looking to give her 30 days?
Speak up a little bit more, coach. We're not quite hearing it.
I'm saying if it's a done deal that she got 30 days, or is it that they want to give her 30 days?
I believe it's a done deal.
Well, 30 days, I would probably say that's not even harsh. That's probably a slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
He should have been more responsible. And those who advise her, they should have actually advised her better. Because something like that in a moment like this when it's almost Olympics, you have to be on your P's and your Q's. And I believe maybe if it was some other athlete in some other country, possibly they would have gotten more, yeah? They would have probably gotten more. So I believe 30 days is enough.
Yeah, I understand. Kims, you've been ready to
Yeah.
go on this topic. No, what's
All
your
right.
take? Because you see people all over talking all sort of nonsense and all that. No,
Talking all kind of madness. All right. So, um, the gentleman who just Frano. All right. So there is a particular reason why she got 30 days, which is totally understandable. And I took some notes down because I said, I bring the facts to people. You understand? So the reason, because originally, for a marijuana weed, for a case like that, the suspension is normally 1 year. It's normally a 1 year suspension. That's the maximum suspension someone can get for that. But the reason why she got 30 days was because one, baby, I cry. Sorry, baby. But the reason why she got 30 days was number one, due to the fact that she had to do a counseling. She had to do a little counseling class, counseling session. So that was a part of it. Number two was the reason because it wasn't a sports performance drug. So it wasn't to enhance her sports performance.
Mm-hmm.
And then number three, um, I don't really remember what they said for number three, to be honest with you. But those are the main two things that they were saying. Why? Oh, and number three was because it was taken out of competition. So it wasn't in competition; it was out of competition. So due to
Oh.
that reason, that is the reason why. That is the reason why she only got 30 days. All right. So let's talk about. Let's also now move to another person. Let's talk about 2010, Shelley and Fraser Price, right?
Mm.
Oxycodone. That's what she took. She got a 6 months ban for that, right? And that is for she did an oral surgery. Frana gave it to her to ease the pain, right? When she got that, when she got that, when they asked her if she took anything, she listed the oxycodone on her on the little thing that they must write about every single thing that they take. She listed it, and she still got a 6 months ban. Um, I never hear. I heard people say the same thing. Oh, it's just that. But at the end of the day, as I think Bones say, the rules are the rules, and it will always be the rules. And the rules are always it has always been there. Like
Mhm.
marijuana has been implemented as a banned substance from 2011, so that's a decade now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a decade now. It has been a banned substance, so it's not like it just come 2020 or 2019 where individuals can say, "All right, then that's another thing." So now WADA, which is the World Anti-Doping Agency, they classify marijuana in the same category as cocaine and heroin.
Mm-hmm.
When they were asked why they do it, them just say it has always been there and they just never changed it. That's what they said. It has always been there and they just never changed it. So as a result of that, that's what they do. So in order for a banned substance to make the World Anti-Doping Agency list, they have to have three. They have to have three things. Well, two of the following: either it represents an actual or potential health risk to the athlete, it violates the spirit of the sport, or it has the potential to enhance his sport performance. So the reason why she got banned was because it violates the spirit of the sport and because of the potential health risk.
Yes, a two
All
out of
right,
three.
two out of three. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So now let's talk about why she's able to run the 4x1 and not the 100 meter.
Okay.
All right. First of all, the reason why the Gleaner break the story now, USA know about the story long time. but they try to hide it.
Mm-hmm.
They know about the story a long time, but they try to hide it because obviously that's their star girl, that's their number one girl. How can she come out and do something like this? So what they initially were going to do, she would have missed the Olympics still, but they would have said, "Oh, she have an injury, she have this, she have that,"
Yeah.
and it would have
Yeah.
just brushed under the rug, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But there always
Thank,
there's a snake in every camp. There's a snake
thank
in
God for the
every camp.
sharp. Thank God for the
Yes.
sharpness of Gleaner.
There,
Right now, the
not.
cleaner earn 3 points right now.
Oh gosh, man.
Yeah.
There,
Yeah,
there,
man.
there's a snake in every camp. But the way how it works now, she's banned from June 28th to July 28th. Obviously, the Olympics, the track and field aspect of Olympics don't start until August. So people are saying, well, if she's banned from that time, why can't she run? So her performance at the US Championships is now nullified. So it's like she wasn't there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So as a result of that, she can't be a part of the individual race. But the way how the United States conduct their business is that once you have been invited to the trials, you're a part of the relay pool. So every single woman that runs the 100 meters can be
But hold on,
considered for the relay
hold on,
pool.
though, Kims. In a sense, wouldn't that be somewhat contradictory in terms of, all right, a result at the US trials was null and void. Seeing
True.
Uh-huh.
based on the time that she took the herbs
Mm-hmm.
and all of that, wasn't it in that same space of time that she was invited to the trials? So I'm saying, if she had done that prior to the trials and like
Mm-hmm.
that fall within the 30 days, seeing
Mm-hmm.
why
Yeah.
is it now that she's still able to represent them, knowingly that she had took the substance before
All
that?
right. All right. Because you see, the way how the quote unquote trials really and truly work is really to select you for the individual events, Because if you notice, remember, Alison Felix has never run. I can't remember the last time she ran 100 meter at the US trials. But
Oh.
you always see her on the 4x1. And
Mm-hmm.
people wondering what's going on. How is she always on the 4x1, but she has never run the individual 100 meters? So that's why once you get invited to the trials, you can be a part of the relay pool. Even if you never run at the trials, just get invited there, you can be considered for the relay pool. No,
Okay.
Will they consider for the relay pool? I don't think so. Because I think they want to cover their ASS. So I don't think
Mm-hmm.
she will be, I
So,
don't think she will be
Kims,
Mhm.
let's be fair now. So, if America actually think they stand a chance of winning the 4x1, why wouldn't they actually select the strongest team, knowing that she's their best 100-meter runner?
All right. So another thing, never answer your question, but stick a pin right there. So another reason why she couldn't even run the 100 meters was the USA selected their team yesterday. That is when they listed their team. So she get banned from really June 20. As I tell you before, she knew this a long time ago. The US knew this a long time ago, and we late to the party. Our invitation come late. So,
Mm-hmm.
she was already scratched from. She was
The
already
200
scratched
meter.
from the 100 meter, but then put her name for the
For the
four by
relay.
one. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? Just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case. To answer your question now, Levon, I believe it was a case like I don't know if you remember Brianna Williams. I don't know if you remember Brianna Williams when she
Yeah,
took
man.
the over the counter
Yeah,
for the flu,
I
right?
Yes,
remember.
man. Yes, man.
And she, I mean, she got she only got a public reprimand. She never get any time off or anything, and she really and truly could have run the relay, but Jamaica just didn't want to take that risk of any
Yeah.
further consequence. So I believe that's the thing that US will say, well, I still don't believe even with this team we can beat Jamaica, but I believe with this team we can still get a silver medal. So I believe they'll go with the Prandini, the the Daniels, the Oliver. I think they'll still go with them. And Richardson just have
Hopefully.
to watch, because if you watch our
But
interview in
but
11
to be honest, as I said,
hmm
they still have a decent team because they have Daniels,
hmm
Oliver, Prandini, and remember, Gabby Thomas was the one that finished fifth.
yes.
So they
And she
still have a
win
decent team.
and she win the 200 meter as well. So Normally, them put those people in there. But I think they still have a decent team. But I don't think they can get close to us. I don't think they can get close to us. So I
Hopefully,
believe yeah, that knock on wood.
that is always a problem. No matter how fast a team you have, getting the button around is very important.
Facts.
Mhm.
But
Not just drop the button in first or second round because
Levon, also, I don't know if you did watch our interview today on USA Today, but like she kind of alluded to the fact that she won't be at the Olympics, but without saying it,
Mhm.
Yeah,
like she was
indirectly.
indirectly,
And,
yeah.
Yeah,
and, and
because apart in her interview, she said they asked her about competing on the 4x1, and she said right now she's just focusing on herself. So
Mm-hmm.
that was kind of a little thing
show
to
some
Mm-hmm.
say
word,
that
Yep.
some little
but,
subliminal show at the end.
but to be fair
Mhm.
enough, why would I actually turn up there? I just stay home as well, man, because I was going after the individual 100. So why not? Just allow the other
Mm-hmm.
ladies to compete fairly. The one that, as I keep on saying, earned it. The ones that
Yeah.
earned it,
Mhm.
let them go ahead. Also,
Yep.
another
Mhm.
athlete that got banned, she has gotten a 5-year ban, is Brianna McNeil. She ran
That
at the
one.
trials knowingly that she was under scrutiny. So basically, she ran under appeal, hoping that it would have been overturned, but it wasn't to be. And Kems is one of them that sympathize with her based on what transpired. But she has been
Mm-hmm.
banned, and now it's Gabby Cunningham that has been promoted to third position, and she'll be the one going to
Mhm.
Olympics.
That,
Kim,
that that's ta-
that one?
that's tampering, right?
Yeah. So
That
basically,
that
ba-
harsh. Jeez.
basic. No. So let me tell you why she get 5 years bones. She get 5 years because is her second offense. Not her first offense. First offense should
Mhm.
have probably get a year,
Mhm.
but this is her second offense. So how much more chances can we give you? You know, but her situation was kind of tough because she had an abortion. You know, she had an abortion, and during the time of the abortion, they wanted to test her. They wanted
Mhm.
to test her, and she couldn't do the test at that point in time. I don't remember the full details, but I just know so she did do abortion. Then she couldn't do the test at that point in time. Then she was supposed to do the test, but then she changed the date on the thing, and the date was wrong, 24 hours short. And then, unfortunate. I don't think she was trying to do anything malicious, but hey.
Yeah, and that's why, and that's why I mean, a person can commit a second offense in any given situation, but what's the length of the second offense that is being committed? Like, I don't remember if I was having the discussion on Facebook or on here or somewhere else, but I
Mm-hmm.
was I was saying something to somebody the other day that um I do not. No, it was with my football team over here because we have some disciplinary situation with some youths in our team over here, and I was saying to the other coaches that we cannot. For me, we cannot use somebody what somebody did before to punish them, to add to the punishment for what they did now. For me, it's about punishing them for the crime that they commit now. You understand? And if because they would have served a punishment, listen for now, yeah, look for me, because they would have already served. The reason why I said that is because they would have already served a punishment for the previous crime. So why add that crime to the new crime to give them a bigger punishment? For
But
me,
they
to
learn nothing
me,
from the first one.
that's wrong.
Like you have no how should I put this? It's like you don't respect the system.
Yep.
Why?
Yep. Yep.
When you make a mistake, the first time usually the person say it's a mistake, even if it's probably not a mistake. People will look at it as a mistake. But a
Mhm.
second offense means you don't respect the system, and you learn nothing from the first one. So they have to ensure that they stamp the class.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All
All
right.
right.
Sure, you remember this Jamaican athlete, Steve Mullings? It's
Yep,
just
yep.
basically the same situation now. Man, I
Yeah.
basically say, hey, guess what? You don't respect the system, so come out of sports.
Cut.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's a lifetime ban. So
That
yes,
was
basically that. So I guess as we mentioned the other day about Omar about setting a precedence that hey, we're not going to give someone a slap on the wrist and think that hey, this is something that can become the norm. So it's just basically that happen. You just say, here what? If we're going to have the rules, we're just going to have to put it right across the board.
Mhm.
Now we're going to move on from track and field and we're going to discuss some football. And there has been some action in Euros. Some interesting quarterfinals. First up, saw
Swiss.
Switzerland against Spain earlier on today. The Swiss held their own until a dubious red card. Some people said that it wasn't an actual red card, while some said that, hey, it's just the referee discretion at that point in time. He just saw it as that and he just flashed the red card. First up, coach, think it was a red card?
Suppose I tell you that the red card offense that I missed it because I had to take out my daughter at that time. So I really missed I missed the red card offense. By the time I went and came back, I see red card. So I really didn't see it.
All right, coach, you're kind of a little bit low.
Yeah?
All right, better.
All right. I was just saying I missed the red card because I had to attend to my daughter, and by the time I came back, I saw a red card. So I totally missed that part.
All right, so Sherwin, in real lifetime action, do you think it was an actual red card?
I never watch a game, to tell you the truth. I me
Oh,
never
yeah.
go back me never go back go look to see whether a red card or no red card.
Because
But
Spain win. Boy,
Yeah.
you cannot beat them, man.
All right, so this is my take. This is my take on the. I see a lot of persons talking about not red card, English referee spoil the game. That's why we can't tell them English referee. The referee want take the spotlight for himself. This is my thing. In a game of this magnitude, especially when you're an underdog, you're not favored. I don't know. As a player, you don't put yourself in a situation for the referee to make that call. Like that's just for me. I just think say you don't put it to the referee discretion. You ensure say you polish up your team. Once you leave it in the referee hands, then you can't complain after that. Is it a bit harsh based on the context of the game, based on the magnitude of the game,
Magnitude, as I just mentioned.
based on what is there to win? Yes, it was harsh. But if me a Spain, I want the red card. Show me the red card, referee.
Yo,
But
all
I
right.
just look back
All
at
right.
the on the Sherwin because I just checked it just now.
Yeah, me too. Me just look on it
The
too.
referee is going to look at proximity if you have time in which to make a decision. Yeah, and by the look at things, that man decided and he planned already that he's going to slid in. I mean, every aim is trying to win the ball. But then again, did he get much contact on the ball? Because the foot that touches the player was the right foot, which was off the pitch. It was off the ground. So I think referee really look at those situations, knowing that you have some amount of time to think about it, and the fact that your foot leave the ground and you dived in. So I think maybe it's a 50-50. Some referees will probably give you a yellow, but then that will spark another problem. So I think he went for the safest thing and gave the guy a red card.
Big man.
All
It is
right,
as
hold on,
simple.
hold on. What I can do, Sherwin? What I see some people said is that he should have given him a yellow card. Then VAR would have more than likely reviewed it, and then either they would have stuck with his decision or overturn it and give a red card,
Madness.
knowing that, as I mentioned, coach, the intention of the tackle. Because as I said,
Madness.
they look at all those things. So Sherwin, you just saw it. What you have to say about it?
Big man, straight red card every single day of the week. The man tackle the man basically going right foot where we actually get the player stud showing right over the top of the football. Come on, red card every single day of the week. Nobody no need to debate that. That's a red card. You know you cannot contact a player and his body with your studs. None at all, with your stud showing. So what the debate about?
Dangerous tackle or dangerous play.
Yeah, it's a dangerous tackle. What the debate about? A straight red card. Me not like Michael Oliver, because me feel him a fool. Right? But in this case here, me happy back him. That a straight red card. No debate no in that. Honestly. The man basically going for the man over the ball. The tackle the left hand could have brought the man foot. Easily could have brought the man foot. Zane, all right, I go back to Stoke City versus Arsenal a few seasons ago with Aaron Ramsey. It's a similar tackle broke him foot. Come on, that dangerous and reckless.
Who did it against Arsenal?
I don't even remember his name. What name
Was
again?
himself, man, Ryan Shaw Cross.
Yes. Got him, man. I see him exact. I see him tackle. You cannot tackle over the football with your studs showing. It's as simple as that. The rules are the rules. Again, the rules are the rules. A man have to doing job, straight red card. Go to VAR for what? He got to VAR with one yellow card. He look like an idiot when VAR
But
change it to
you
red.
would still get ready to go to VAR, because everything that gets slow motion, trust me, look worse than the actual thing.
So Bones, Christoph is saying that Bones is the man trail leg cut the player. Bones, you're too wicked.
Big, whether trail leg or trailer leg or half
Because
a leg or
intentionally,
whatever leg.
the guy make
In
a
fact,
the referee don't even look at the tackle, they look at the intention.
yeah,
Most
exactly.
players card because of an intention.
All right, Levan, could his trail leg broke the man foot?
Brother, when
Could
I
it?
call my name someone,
Eh? Me,
when I
but
people call my name so much.
are you a host the thing? So me ask you a question. Could that trail
No,
leg
no, no, man.
break?
I'm not talking about Levan. I'm talking about the trail. Remember me talking about
Oh,
could the trail what?
oh, yeah. So the question what me have to
Yeah,
ask,
man.
Christoph, yeah. Could that trailing leg break the man foot? The answer have to be yes every single day.
All right. This
You
is a good
understand?
question by Kevin Bernard. So he's saying the tackle is bad, but what about consistency? Have all players been doing that kind of tackle, getting red carded?
But
The
that has
thing, the thing is, hold on,
go ahead.
my man answer
Go
that
ahead.
question there, because this is a big pet peeve for football when people ask them thing. Each every referee different, right? And I like a Michael Oliver referee every single match where the tackle happen. You understand me? You have this referee who might give it. You have that because if you look, if you take a look at it, if you now watch the Euros every day and when them ask so him name Mark Clattenburg, when them
Yeah,
when
man.
them
Yeah,
ask him
man.
him opinion,
Yeah.
sometimes all him get it wrong. Him say, yeah, definite card. And
Yeah,
no
man.
him
And,
not no
and,
can
and
not.
a good thing that I find that out in the games because I've listened to him a few times and
Mm-hmm.
they asked him about some. I remember it was a play and they asked him, "Do you think that was a penalty?" He said yes. When he went to the
No,
referee, he said no.
no penalty.
So
Yeah.
everybody ref the game different.
Yeah.
Everybody ref the game different. So I understand the consistency point, but you can only ask for consistency if at the same referee a ref every single
Every
game.
game.
Mm.
Yeah.
You see.
But let's
But
talk.
I can see 95% of referees giving that as a red card. Honestly, if they have the angle that Michael Oliver had, see it the way he saw it, they would have given a red card.
Sure,
Straight
when we
up.
know who not each flash a red card. Mike
Who?
Dean.
No, Mike, nah,
Instantly
hish,
flash a
man.
red.
Hey,
Uh,
instantly, man.
But
uh,
let's talk about the game itself and Spain with their passive play. What do you make of them games? And do you actually really think that this is a team that can definitely go on to win a tournament, or
not,
is just luck that has been in their
not,
favor?
not at all. I don't know. I don't know what Demo over there do, but I'm sure Demo I rub up some oil or something. Because I don't know how Spain so lucky. This team, this is the end of the road for Spain. Because I wish Switzerland did the penalty shootout like how they did. I wish they
France.
did it with France, like how they did it today with Spain. I've never seen such horrendous penalties. So
Exactly.
so when you look at Lebanon, remember we talked about this, I tell you how Spain, I tell you exactly how Spain are gonna come play. Boring, pass the ball from side to side, keep possession, act like say them are the prettiest thing, pretty boots, roll up them socks and all them something there.
You, you,
But
you remember you remember Man United and Louis Van Gaal?
yeah,
Mhm.
yes, sir. Yes,
Mhm.
sir. That like Spain going nowhere fast, doing nothing, And Switzerland got them exactly where they wanted them. Exactly. Right into the penalty. I mean, no know what happened. No know what happened, brother. But
I,
this team,
I can't tell you what happened, man. There was no Granit Xhaka on the field today. That's why, man.
But he was an influential force even on the sideline because he's the one that gave them the pep talk again just before the penalty shootout.
Showing, giving a pep
Mm,
talk from on the sidelines vis-a-vis when you're actually in the play. You and
mhm,
these men are running up and down throughout the
yeah,
100 minutes. That total different scenario.
yeah.
true.
But But on the right still, Spain for me, Spain lack quality. Spain has been lucky so far in the tournament. And one of the things to be fair to Spain is that some of the times they really and truly need luck to carry you through.
Tournament
You
is
know,
about.
and it is right in there is no way on earth Demo Hafia about Isle which was what Ken said. Yo, there is no way on earth a team, everybody knows says Switzerland a play if you go penalty shootout, right? But there is no way on earth the team miss them first penalty through Busquets, and then you come up and step up, bam, miss two.
But
Huh?
I really believe with the Swiss coach, yeah, because four of the players who shoot the last penalty.
Yeah, a little bit low, coach.
Why I don't know, Yeah, hear me now.
Yeah,
A
talk
little,
near your mic. Yeah, talk near the mic.
I'm saying four of the players who kicked for Swiss versus France, they were kicking and they went in the same order.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I am changing the order in which they go because I sure believe that the Spanish they already check out all of that already. They know who's coming afterwards and who's coming afterwards. So that was the
Mm-hmm.
game plan. Because you could check for trend. Whenever penalty kicking, you realize people kick for trend. Because what's his name? Busquets kick to the keepers, right? And the next man come up kick to the keepers, right? Now, believe you me, the keeper is going to look for the next man going to the left.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me on that.
Just a big guess.
Yeah, that's how they do it. Every time you see
Mm-hmm.
trend, sometimes they kick five kick gone into the right side. And the
Mm-hmm.
one man who decides to change the trend, keeper save his penalty.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a trend. So I really believe the Swiss should have at least changed the way they line up for the penalty.
Mm-hmm. But
And
the
the penalties were
penalties,
poor too. They were
the
really
penalties were poor. The approach, listen, I do not love. I can tell when a player is going to miss a penalty. Just watch his approach. Just watch his approach. Always watch his approach. The approach was so poor.
yes,
Like
sure. This is like Pogba tiptoeing up to the penalty, take 1 year.
yeah, yeah, like they were so poor, brother.
like
Like
everybody
even
was
the
trying
all
to
right.
do the Bruno tactics, slowing up and
What the black guy from Switzerland name again?
Which one? They have many.
I
The
think they
one
have
with the
plan.
blonde hair, man. Where him and Jacques have the blonde hair.
Well,
In kick third or fourth or something like that.
All right, give me a sec. Continue though.
Yeah, man, him. The man, all right, Switzerland have the game back in hand now. Zane back have a penalty shootout back in hand to tie up things and, relax back in nerves and things. The man step up and the man tiptoe like in there dance and a hide for, you see one girl in a can and he might try hide from the girl so he might tiptoe screeching. I mean, so what this a youth here do? Yo, when the man approach the ball, me could have tell say my miss, brother. Could have tell say my miss. And
Is it the defender you're talking? Because a country is
yeah,
the one
yeah,
that took
that's it.
I
the
him CM one man, the
That's it.
blonde hair boy. But yeah, the penalties were really poor. Again, Spain benefiting from a one goal. No other team in the competition, I don't think, benefit from as much own goal as Spain. I think there's one goal score more. One goal has a better record than Morata for Spain, I think. So that speaks a lot. That really speaks a lot. But the Spain team lacks quality. I think for World Cup next year, they really need to integrate some real quality into their team if they're even going to have stand a chance in on the big stage next winter. And yeah, they're really poor. They're just riding on luck. And as I said, sometimes they just need luck to carry you through some of the times. But I think it's done now, as Kem said. Like they can't beat this Italian team, to be
You
honest.
never know, eh?
I don't agree with that though. Spain has been playing some brilliant football.
Yeah, yeah. Then Levan, continue to keep the ball. Keep the ball. You can have it. Keep it all day. Keep it all
But
night. That doesn't.
well, I'm not sure if I have the ball in there and you can't get it, you can't beat me.
But you know,
They made almost 1,000 passes today for Switzerland to score 2 goals. Unfortunately, one of the goals was for them, right? 900 and something passes to Switzerland, 300 and odd, 20 odd shots and 20 odd shots with mostly about 8 on target to Switzerland. And how the game ended up? The game ended up after 120 minutes. Switzerland had the advantage and threw it away. So Spain could have been going back to their yards right now as we're
I
speaking.
think
But
red card changes a lot of things for the Swiss because I think they were very much threatening going forward,
Yeah,
especially
man.
when
I remember that the same guy that got the red card to coach, Remo Frula. He was the one that assisted the goal, So
yeah, man, they were very threatening going forward, and when you lose Shakiri because you have to substitute him because of the red card, that changed
mhm,
the whole game for Spain, and you realize they were pushing forward till they even make a substitution, take off a defender, and decide that they want to win, and they got
mhm.
chances in the latter part could have winning outright, but as you
and
said,
and and
very
two,
very
let's
front.
and two, let's go back to the fact that Xhaka didn't play today again. Who would
yeah,
have
man,
made a
monumental for
sig?
them, man. Monster.
Eh?
He's
Yeah, man. Who
monumental.
would? What you say, man?
Yeah, man, carry on, man.
No, may I say, just remember Xhaka never played together. Who had a monstrous performance versus France, versus Pogba and Kante. You understand?
You have to
So
stress it,
they
man.
were. Eh?
You have to stress it.
Yeah, man, we are stressing, man. No, no, Xhaka, Roma player,
Quick,
if fa-
quick finish up.
yeah, but so we have to give the Swiss credit. They did as much as they could. They got themselves in the position to have gone to the semi-final, and they blew it. So give them credit. They made the competition really nice and really interesting in every single game that they played. So that's a plus for them, to be honest.
All right, so one semifinal is already completed because we know that it will be Spain against Italy. The Italians got a 2-1 victory over Belgium. Could have been more because the Italians were super in that first half, and had it not been for wasteful finishing, they could have just dumped up that team easily. And I said it to a few guys that I expect the Italians to win this game. You know why? People might disagree, but Kevin De Bruyne doesn't show up in big games. Just like how people are critical of Bruno Fernandes when it comes down to big games, Kevin De Bruyne is just of the same ilk. They don't show up in big games.
I wouldn't blame Kevin De Bruyne, seriously.
No, man, but it's still, come on, coach.
I
The
tell you
man
why I
still
wouldn't
don't
blame.
show up.
Here's why I wouldn't blame Kevin De Bruyne because, and he's really good. He just needed some what do you call that? Some cast around him, some help, because those ball into Lukaku and man touch is horrible. Because if his touch was much better, I believe they would have scored. Because those balls man giving him and they're doing nothing with it, frustrating as a playmaker, really and truly. So I would
No,
blame the guy.
all right, coach. All right, coach. Well, no, say Lukaku a bug, but separate and apart from that, as we dey talk about the Portugal and Belgium game, you see when you are the star, when you are the best player on the
Mhm.
team, you can't look pedestrian. You can't look normal. You can't look like you're not ready. In such a big game like this, you have to show your class. You understand? And as everyone say, Kevin De Bruyne just did not like me not even did honestly. If we never look on the sheet, we never would know say the ball are
But
played.
did you expect him to start though? Because nobody expected him to
Oh
start.
no, of
Into
course not. No, I
50-50.
didn't.
50-50.
50-50 because the
So
coach said that they might have been ready to start. So from that, I said, okay.
so
So,
it's fair to say that he's not 100% when he plays.
all right, coach, I'm
It's
asking
fair
a
to say.
question though. You being a coach, saying
Yeah.
if you know that your player is not fully fit, and even if your player is saying that, hey, I want to be a part of it, are you going to throw in him right from the mix? Or are you going to wait for him to come on at halftime and give you a performance that it
But
like
then,
he
but
did in the second game of the tournament?
all right. Here's why I will start him, Levan. I will start him because you don't want him to come on in the game and then you end up having to change him again. And that's why I would start him. So even if I need to change him, then I would already start things out. But to bring him in as a substitute and then change him again, wasting a substitution. And that's why
You
I
can't
would
you consider it wasting a substitution when you actually can
no
make five
no
subs.
if he's not 100%
Remember that you can make five substitution in a five,
true,
not
no,
three.
true, true, he could make five. But I'm still saying, imagine you bring him in when you make already three substitutions, yeah? You bring him in. Then you end up that you have to change him. No, that changed the whole game plan when you brought him in at the fourth substitution. Because then if he had started, then the game would already fresh. So you already have to plan that I am going to make this change at this time and bring him in or take him out or whatever. But I would start him because the fear factor that he brought when he's playing against other people, that's why I would play him.
No,
All right.
but he's not. Yeah, but it's not like Kevin played bad. Kevin did well in that first half where Italy totally dominated. Kevin was the outstanding player for Belgium because he was getting in those pocket of spaces. He was driving up the defense. He was no, yeah. Remember Kevin De Bruyne, him first test the goalkeeper, half and left, when he dribbled down right on top of the 18, cut inside half of the left, which me believe say if it was a average goalkeeper, that a goal. You understand? So he had an okay first half. He had an
All right.
okay first half. Where he started to fade away was in the second half. That he started really and truly to fade away. Like but you still have to look on it from two perspectives too, in terms of starting him and not starting him. Your best player. Do you start him and try to take the initiative from the get-go? That's a question in your head. Zane,
But you have
do
to give the Italians credit because
eh?
they stifled Belgium, really and truly.
There's time for them big time. What the difference between Spain, the difference
Sherwin,
between the
I love,
different
I
hold
love,
on
I
there.
love the thing that you bring up in here. You know why?
Mm,
Look at this now, coach. Do you start your best player going at
Mm-hmm.
those Italian defenders,
Mm-hmm.
or you prefer to bring him on the second half where those old legs start to get tired, knowing that he can now pounce up on them
Which
and
which
create more
old legs?
havoc?
Which old legs?
The two
Because
old legs around the Batman came in.
Chilean,
Those are two
yeah,
legs.
those two guys, it's just experience now with chipping,
yeah.
They already
Two,
know they don't have the legs, and the guys who play at the front, like the Kies and what's his name, Immobile, they already know that the back don't have the legs in terms of running, and that's why they
mm.
started running from the front. They pressured from the front, so it was easy for the guys them at the back to
Hey,
orchestrate how they want to move.
listen,
Yeah,
let me tell you.
hold
Listen,
on, Bones. Let me
mm,
just real quick. Yeah, because pay attention to both teams. Remember what I typed when you guys had the last show, yeah? When I said the Italians have momentum and they have a
mm-hmm,
togetherness that is really
mm-hmm,
hard to beat. Yeah, because when you look at the players for the Italians, most of them had good season in their club. A lot of them had good season. Now check the difference with the Belgian team. Very
mm-hmm,
few had a good season, like what's his name, Witzel, and those guys. He probably barely played minutes for Dortmund. Then when you talk
mm-hmm.
about Munir, only came in because Castagna
But,
injured.
but
So
to be honest, the coach, if you look at the Belgian squad, right? You look at a man like Nasir Chadli and wonder how this man make this side. You look at Michi Batshuayi who didn't play for Crystal Palace. I'm like,
but that's why I'm saying the Belgian team put together, the players individually didn't have good games for the club. I mean, look at
Mm-hmm.
a wonderful season, and Kevin De Bruyne was in and out because of injury.
But
But
but but yeah,
other players never had good
mm-hmm,
games for the club.
yeah. I
Riley
see.
especially, nah,
It's
never
a,
had good
it
games.
it's the same. It's the same reason why Jamaica keep picking Michael Hector, if you ask me. Anyways,
No.
here what happened now. You see the difference between Belgium and Italy today was somewhat of what Frano just said, the togetherness of the team. Listen, I was watching the game from a tactical perspective. You're watching games in, and the distance between the Belgium midfield and the Belgium defense was probably, let's estimate, rough figure 20 feet, right? Let's just say that for now. We don't have to be that, right? While the distance between the Italian midfield and their defense are 15. Zin? So them in between the defense and the midfield, Belgium not got no space to do nothing at all. However, upon the other
Right.
end of the pitch, however, upon the other end of the pitch, their striker and their midfielder just a jab in between the Belgium midfield and the Belgium defense and just a pick up a ball in between the space every single time if you watch the game. But Italy, as they lose the ball, they want it back. 5 seconds, 10 seconds,
that's that,
every
that,
single
that, that's
time.
what that's how they have played under Mancini. From he took over, that's how
Yeah,
he
yeah.
has have them playing.
But
And
Yeah,
check the areas in which the Italians committed the foul. It was deep inside the Belgian half, yeah,
yeah,
deep inside.
exactly.
Perez
but
and them was on the
we
ball.
here
And
talking about But guess what, Sherwin? We're here talking about De Bruyne and all of that, but you have to give hats off to Jeremy Doku. That boy was awesome throughout the entirety of the game, man.
Right
And
now,
a lot of people are just knowing about him. I knew about this guy from I believe he was at Anderlecht, and then from Anderlecht to Renault, where he had a stellar season because I believe he completed more dribbles than Neymar in League One last season. So it's not just a little Scooby Doo
listen,
player we're talking about.
the man now take on no one. One of me and one of my friends watch a game, and the man say, "Oh God, he's sorry for the Italy right back." But he must say the Italian right back now have a bad game, But he must say he's sorry for him. And listen, the man now just take him one on, At one point, Italy a double team the man, and the man has still successful with Yeah, he trust me, 19-year-old just the other day, super talent. Trust me. Very, very like me did really impressed. Even the penalty when get that a penalty every day. People are say yo we saw. Like really? Why what's the difference between a foul outside the box being soft and a foul inside the box? A penalty is a foul, whether soft or hard. A penalty is just a simple foul. It's just the area at the pitch which part the foul is committed that gives you a penalty. So if a man tug you and pull you down in the box, what? It's soft, so no penalty. But if he tug you and pull you down outside the box, a foul? No, it's the same foul.
So
If you
Sherwin,
watch back the
we're
clip,
talking about the same consistency that we have been berating.
exactly the same consistency. So foul a foul, whether inside or outside. If you look, when he touch the ball, when he push the ball around the man, if they round the youth already, the ball outside the play yet, or nobody can deem say win back that football, You see when me want to know if you can go back and watch clearly the defender at the last moment when the man go down, put in hand and push him smartly. Just one little bit of push. In push him. If you watch back the clip with about the game and that penalty, just watch. At the last second when the youth go down, he push him. Like seriously. And that was probably VAR. We could have slow it down and look and really give the penalty for. Because me watch it over, and you could have clearly see man pushing man. So definitely
Sherwin,
penalty every day.
you know that if I had a literary piece to write, I'd actually give it to you because you're very dramatic in the voice. Describe in action, man. But Kim, where would you say this game was won today? Which area of the field?
Which area of the field would I say the game was won? Boy, when I really think say, honestly, I don't even think say it's a particular area of the field, but I think say
Overall.
I think say overall, I think say the coaching. I think say from the coaching.
Okay.
I think Italy and from the whistle, Italy hungry. You see say Italy hungry. Belgium will take them time to build up in the game or too late. Italy on the ball. And then obviously, we can always say the forward line as well but Italy miss a lot of chances. Lukaku, when Lukaku play, you pencil in Lukaku for 2-3 misses. You have to pencil in that. So if you get 5 chances, you pencil in 2-3 misses. But I never really expect Italy to miss so many chances. I thought the game would have finished, probably 4 or 5. But I knew Italy would win this game for sure. But I think say the coaching and the tactics, I think say that's where the game was won initially. And I just don't think Belgium could have counter anything. Like I've never once thought that Italy was in trouble. When I watch a game, I say, oh boy, Italy, no. Italy just control the game.
And we have to say, we hope that the left back Spinazzola will actually recover.
Yeah.
Because he had a nasty.
No, he's out.
Yeah, man. They say he's out for months upon months, man. At
least a year.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. But you know that based on technology and all that, it probably end up being probably about 6 months thereabout.
Yeah. But Levan, one more thing about the Italian team. 20 seconds, you can't count. Is the fact that people. All right, may I make it clear for now? Levan probably know this, that Italy are my favorites to win the league. Even from before France drop out, Italy are my favorites to win the league. From about their second game in, Italy are my favorites. Even above France when France did in a hit. All right, watch this now. people have to remember, say, oh, check all of the teams them were left. Italy is probably, apart from England, where we say they will win every single year in or out, whatever. Italy is probably the more hungrier at all the teams that are there now. You wanna know why? The disappointment of not making the 2018 World Cup. You understand? So that hunger and that drive is there to put their name back on the map and get rid of that little duppy back in 2018 that caused them not to have attended that World Cup. So the drive is there for them, and that's why me really I push them to win the competition. Yeah.
Uh,
I though,
uh,
sorry, the Kims. One
no,
of
go
the things
ahead.
concerning the Italians, 3/4 of the squad plays in Italy.
Yep.
And I think a lot of teams who won world tournament have most of their players playing in their country. So they don't
Mm-hmm.
have to travel too far for training sessions and stuff like that. Unlike the other teams who have their players all over the place and the traveling is a lot. So by the time you reach, you barely get time with them.
Coach, let me ask you a question, Coach. Which other team have a lot of players playing in their home country? Which other team?
Here, but here's the situation with that.
England.
Here's the situation with that. The British or the English season seems so long, and the
Mhm,
amount of games that these guys play is a lot.
mhm,
You get what I
Yeah.
mean?
mhm.
People like Mason Mount, this man look like he never stopped playing.
Yeah,
From
that man,
the moment
that man,
he got the
that
game,
man, that man counting nails in the bench right now. That man
Mm-hmm.
counting
I
nails in
just
the bench right now.
cool man, I just cool man. But it's a good chance now for we're not going into the England until the host is ready.
Eventually, we're
Yeah.
going to. But all right,
Until
coach,
they're
it's a good thing that you point that out, because remember the German team that won 2014 World Cup. Majority of those players were from two clubs, Bayern and Dortmund.
yeah.
Even if you look at the French team, that won 2018, it was probably one of the first team that they had players from all about
Mm-hmm.
But they
that
had a
actually came
squad, you know.
together to win.
They
And
have
it
a
was
really
just because those guys were super.
they have
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
French, I think, have one of the most balanced squad in the world. Serious.
Yeah. The only thing can beat the French side in-house fighting like this year again. That I only think can beat them. Any
When,
year
Hey,
French
wait,
they need
in,
wait,
to
hold
in
step
on,
in.
hold on, hold on. What did you just say, Sherwin?
in-house fighting.
Boss, it's like you keep on forgetting what I keep on telling you. See, as long as this man keep on select the same man that win 2018 World Cup, France will
Mm-hmm.
not be successful. Boss, it's
Mm-hmm.
something that come back from way back from about 2006, come right up in the boss. Every time a coach do that, they feel
Mm-hmm.
early out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That are true. That are true.
Levan, the chemistry and like oh you don't really like the strength, but really and truly it's just the trust that a manager have in the squad of players that he has. Because if him trust these set of players, he's going to continuously use them.
Yeah, it's going to, and
Some man
that is going to be his big downfall.
huh?
That is going to be his own big downfall.
I want out of two things, is either I win World Cup next year and our Zidane take over. I want out of two things.
All right, let's move on. We're not talking about France. France is no longer in the competition. So the Italians will face Spain in one semifinals, but tomorrow, first up at 11 a.m., we'll see the Czech, the team that has just been so slowly but surely climbing up the ladder, and also the team that they say is everybody's second team. Well, not mine.
Not mine
The one
either.
that everybody's sorry for.
The
Could say
ends.
yes. Denmark taking on Czech Republic. The Czechs have gone about their business quietly but effectively, while the Danish team has, as I said, they're doing this for Christian. Wherever it leads them to, that's where they'll go. But first up, Sherwin,
Mhm.
why see this one going tomorrow?
Why is a tricky one, God no. Honestly, it's a really tricky one. I think this might be the game of the semifinals, if you ask me. Um oh Jesus. Wow, why you have to give me this one, man? It's really tricky. Um
What I mean by I have to give you this one? Everybody on the panel is going to get it. So what are you talking about?
yeah, it's going to boil down to I think who can settle first, who can really because who can really get ahead of their opponent in the game first. And we know that as I said, the Czech has been going about their business really quietly. You cannot write them off. they have a tendency to do well in competitions when they reach past the round of 16 stage. Um, the Dens are riding on
Emotions, yeah.
the fact that they want to do this for Christians. So it's all to play for, and I think this is going to be one of the best games of the semifinals. How I see it going, I think it might just well end up being a 2-all draw and the Dens on penalty.
Before I move on to next guest to give their analysis, a bit of breaking news again in track and field. Another sprinter, Alex Quinones of Ecuador, has been provisionally suspended for wearable failure. So,
That man,
another one
that
again.
man is a scrub. That man can go.
Come on, man. Remember that man won a bronze medal in the 200 meters in a bus. So, come
Yeah,
on.
so now I'm try step it up. You see the US man them come ready, so now him try a thing.
All right. Coach,
Yeah.
your analysis on this game tomorrow. You think the Czech can get to the semifinals?
I think the Czech will win.
What?
Oh,
No, serious. I watched the Czech versus the Netherlands, yeah? And you know where I live here, it's like complete Dutch over this side.
Yeah.
When you watch the Czech, they completely outmuscled, they outran, they hustled the Netherlands. Like seriously, they played
Well,
together as a team, and go ahead, Kems.
to be fair, coach, I mean, if I have 11 players and you have 10, what do you expect?
No, hey, even with 11, the
Ah,
Czechs, no, they really ran together. They play together so much as a team, and the bond that the Czech has with the guy named, trust me, I don't believe Leverkusen will have Piatek after this. Serious. Because I believe some people coming in for him because he's playing really well. And for
Go again?
what's his name? Piatek? Not Piatek.
no, man. Chic.
Yeah, Patrick Sheik.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to come for Patrick Sheik. I don't believe he's going to be a
Remember,
Leverkusen.
Piatek is way over there in Poland. You know?
On the other side. But I really believe Sheik playing really well. Suchek and all those guys, Kufal. And they're showing their experience that they gain in these the top 5 leagues. And how well they bring it over into their country. So I seriously believe, because right now the Dutch riding on the emotions of what's his name? Ericsson.
The Dens.
They're working of the whole emotion of Ericsson, and they want to do it for him. But how the Czechs are playing, how they're playing so much together, and how they're really running together, believe you me, they're going to out hustle and out muscle the Denmarks.
all right. All right, coach. Hear me out. So, me I gotta do a little wager. Since because I love when analysts come and they talk so confident and they're so boastful. I like that. So this is what we're going to do. So if the Czech win, right?
Mm-hmm.
I will buy you some souvenir from Czech. But if that's fine it, I'll buy it and I'll send it to you over there. But if Denmark win,
Yeah.
you have to send me something from Denmark. How about that? And that's been nothing expensive. Any liquidity.
One little pin.
Any liquidity.
No, and funny enough, I have a former player who's actually a Dane, and he's here now. So
There you go. Just
by his house to watch the game.
yeah, just get one eye sack them and sign it and say they go give.
See it there?
I could probably message him and get a shirt from him. So
All right. So
usually, Kims, I don't do this type of thing because it sounds gambling, and I don't gamble. But because of that, just for the purpose of this,
yes.
I would definitely get you something. Yeah. But
All right.
I believe
like
the Czechs are going to win this one.
All right. So let me tell you why I believe Denmark is going to win. When you're playing for a purpose, when you want, if you want to call it riding emotions and stuff. You see, when you're on a team more evenly matched, the emotions normally take you over the hump. You see, if a team is all the way better than you, if Denmark was playing a team like England or Italy, then emotions can't do nothing for you there. So. But when you're on a team is evenly matched, and you just need that little oomph. So that's what I think Denmark will have. And the only thing I'm worried about Denmark is if the strikers come clinical. If them come clinical, it's over.
I
If
tell you
them
where the Danes are going to lose this game. Yeah,
all
set
right,
piece,
set piece.
set
All
pieces.
right, okay.
Eh, write this on your calendar, now, you.
I'm
Set
writing it
piece.
down. Yes, sir. Yes,
Trust me.
sir. But
Trust me.
the,
Set piece.
but, the, but
Patrick
just
Sheik,
remember,
man,
just
danger.
just remember, coach. Right, you can't score in set pieces if you don't get any. Just remember that.
All right.
All right, all
All right.
right,
All right.
all right,
Kim,
coach.
scoreline.
I have Denmark 2, Czech 1.
Okay. Well,
I'll have the reverse of that, yeah.
yeah, man, I know that you want to reverse on that one because you expect Patrick Schick to come tomorrow and
For sure,
become
man.
the sole leader of the goal scoring chart
Hey,
because Schick is going for it, you know.
he's going to show up tomorrow. Believe you me.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
he has so far and he has been one of their best players. I mean, it's a team that they can't just pinpoint anybody and say, oh, this one is the best player in this team.
Man.
It's a team that plays collectively together. And that is what has carried them through thus far. And let's see how they go tomorrow. Quick pointers. We don't really talk about Bushman ball here. Talking about those teams back down in South America. But Brazil are they won 1-0.
Mm-hmm.
Even after they went down to 10.
Even with the red card.
Yeah, man. Even after the red card after Gabriel Jesus got he just went through a minute of madness.
He can get red card all day.
Yeah, man. He can get red
And also,
card.
earlier in the evening, Peru got the better of Paraguay and penalties. So those two are through so far. So Chile is home. Go again?
It's not Paraguay won on penalty?
No, man. Peru.
So who them play in a semi? Brazil?
Yeah, I believe those two are on the same side. So those two will meet each other. Now move on to what they call the big team.
The great?
Yeah, man. You can call it a majority of people that comes on this show is their team. The producer himself, Kims, Ryan, these men are all Englishmen. So tomorrow is their chance.
I find a team too, you know.
Yeah, man. Great.
Really?
You never know that, man.
Just if I know this man.
Yes.
Why?
But really and truly, a longer time, two teams.
It's an English show.
Watch it. Like England, them are the only two teams. Like.
So hold on, it's an English show.
Yeah, man.
But tomorrow we'll see Ukraine taking on England, and I can tell this much: Ukraine is going to lose. You know why? Ukraine has probably about 3/4 of the world on their team carrying them, while the other quarter is over here carrying England. I know people working, people are wagonists, and anybody can knock out a team that they hate. You're going to jump on the wagon. So it's England again. Go on, Games.
The only thing I don't like, right, coach, and I know you'd probably agree with me on this one. I went ahead and I look up the game and I look up the referees. All I am seeing is German referees.
All Germans.
I am wondering what is who scheduled this? Like, what is going on?
Hey.
No, but one thing though. If we're going to be honest right here, the man that is actually going to be in the middle tomorrow is arguably the best referee going around right now.
Still not stopping. Are you still not tell the same not come from Germany?
No, man, the man not gonna carry no feelings tomorrow. The man's going to ref the game.
Me not think them are gonna put the chance to ref a final on the line. Because they don't rate a team or whatever.
All right. Look at this. No bones. You see, those like 50-50 calls go against England. Those little soft penalties go against England.
You won't see that tomorrow. I can guarantee you that.
But everything is against the British now, you know. Serious. The referees and themselves, because it tells you nobody from England can come. If you're coming from England, you can't enter the room and stuff like that because they're going to fine you.
But as it relates to the game, coach, I believe this will be the second easiest game England play. The easiest one to play was.
That's what I fear the most.
the easiest one I would play in a coach. Well, on a coach, the easiest one I would play was against Germany. Walk in the park,
Easily.
like taking candy from a baby, right?
Easily.
But
The host said it himself.
I'm gonna
but
stop going so man. Stop
but
going so.
I believe we're giving Ukraine a three piece tomorrow.
But yes, all right. There's no doubt that I believe that England will win the game. But my
Mm-hmm.
problem is England complacency, because when they played Iceland, I keep thinking of that when they played Iceland. Like nobody expected Iceland to win the game. Seriously, nobody expected that, and Iceland came through and won the game. I think the only thing between England actually going far in the next round is complacency, and if they don't get complacent, they should win this one easily.
For me right now, yes, we said the Czechs handling their business quietly. Ukrainians are doing exactly the same, handling their business quietly with a young, exciting farmer player as their manager. Chelsea, big farmer striker. Come on, guys, come on. It's not gonna be that easy. It's not gonna be a walk in the park. Couple headaches for.
Sure, the producer is out in his glory, because the producer is in the comment section beating a lot of the commenters. Because I was saying Richie Green said England will beat Germany. He's bad at prediction, guys.
Hey, let me tell you. So for me, Southgate, no doubt about it. I think England will win the game once if Saka get plays. England will win. If Saka doesn't play and Grealish plays, England will still win. If none of those two guys plays, England will lose. Point blank. I'm not afraid to say that. But he has a couple headaches on his hand. If we look into the team, everybody together now. If we look into the team, you have Declan Rice and Phillips and yellow cards. So if they pick up yellow cards tomorrow, they miss the semi-final. So that's a headache. So do you start them? Do you not start them?
But that's something that I think they should do away with, though. I think after they reach particular stage of competition, once they reach round of 16
No.
and all that, they should
Quarter
just
final, man.
No, the next round. If they go in
A semi-final, then take away. But for me, once I come out of the group stage, once I play 4 games in the
That's what I get at, Sherwin. Once I come out of the group stage, just wipe out everything.
yeah,
Just
man.
wipe everything out.
You play 4 games, you play 3 games in a group stage, and even if you come to the quarterfinals with it, get rid of it, and not the quarter, but the round of 16. Get rid of it at round of 16, man. You get what I mean? So that's a headache he has on his head right now, because honestly, I was saying to somebody today, I can't see Henderson getting back a game over either Rice or Phillips. They're just doing two.
Earlier on Kim said Mount has to be counting the nails in the bench.
Yeah.
No, he will
Then the
start.
stuff you have to do.
Mount will start tomorrow.
No, man.
No.
I'm talking about Henderson. Henderson will be counting nails, man. Henderson will not see back a starting 11 for England unless it's probably his farewell.
The reason we're talking this is because of the injury he had before now. Seriously, because
We know that. But
if he wasn't injured during the season and went into the Euros, trust me, one of them.
One of them sitting on the bench. We agree with that, Frano. But Frano, the two man, none of them sitting on the bench, and the two men have grabbed the opportunity, and they basically have given it. They basically have sending him to international retirement right now.
No,
if you ask me.
When you said, remember you explained yellow card. If one of them get yellow card, they can't play the semi-final. No, he has a choice to make. Is it that you're going?
No, man. Jude Bellingham will come in.
He's going to go with the experience with Henderson.
Knowing Southgate, he'll go for experience over the youthful exuberance.
So it's going to be interesting, the lineup that he comes up with tomorrow.
He's going to go 4-2-3-1, I think,
though. But with who?
For me, as your next opponent in the semi-final, is going to be one of
Denmark or Czech.
Denmark are really. So for me, I'm starting with these two. I'm going same way with what's his name, with Rice and Phillips. I'm going with them
Mm.
because going into if you win this one, go into the semifinal, you're thinking both teams are manageable. That's what you're probably thinking. So
Mm-hmm.
you could bring Henderson to this. But I'm sticking with these guys because for the last game, I think they played really well. Like England midfield played really well versus Germany. So I'm sticking with
Mm-hmm.
them. They're professional
All right,
enough
Oh,
to
boss.
stick with me. So I'm sticking with them.
okay. So Mount and Foden come back in, or Jack really start again? Start this game. Sorry, not again.
I think he wants to keep the left same way to make the run. I think in the first game when they played, like Sterling was mostly through the middle instead of continuing down the line. Because even when what's his name
Mm.
Kane came out and come forward, drop short, I think what's his name Sterling went and made the runs in between defenders, straight ahead to the goal. So I think he's going to keep Sterling to the left, but I really believe he's going to bring in Mount. I can't say for Foden. I wouldn't put Foden in personally. I wouldn't put
But
Foden.
you have a problem. But with Foden, you have a problem because Saka injured. So it's either you go start Sancho, or you are
Who?
go with
Sancho?
Foden. Yeah, Sancho.
That,
So because thing the injured, Saka injured. So
Yeah,
more
man,
than
no,
likely
hold
Saka
on,
now
hold on.
start.
Coach, now's the perfect time to start Sancho because the price
Yeah.
can't go up nor
Yep.
down. You're the sign.
my boss.
And
My
he's
boss.
and he's and he's on Sancho is on a high right now. Sancho is
Listen,
at the most
listen to me.
prestigious
Yeah,
club.
yeah.
Listen to me. Sancho, he's not going to see the starting. Let me tell you that from
So
now.
that means the
He rather
Foden a start then.
no, he probably rather put what's his name, Jack on the left and Sterling on the right. He rather do that than start Sancho.
Boy,
Seriously.
no, me no
No
like
man,
that. Me no like
no
that.
man, no man. It's going to play Sterling from the left. If you see how England has played, that is where
Yeah,
Sterling is going to start. So
me no like Sterling on the right
Sterling
at all.
starts on the left. He's going to go with Foden and Mount coming right back in.
all
Okay,
right.
there.
Now we're going to move on from England, and England has to give some thanks to Jamaica somewhat, because if it wasn't Jamaica who registered some interest in Calvin Phillips, so again, we never call up the man, So you have to give
True that.
Jamaica
That's
some
true.
credit right here.
True.
So
True.
Jamaica's named their Gold Cup team, and it's as follow. The goalkeepers are Andre Blake, was being the keeper from a longer while back, arguably the best keeper in the Caribbean. And
Yeah.
to be honest, by and large, you could even say in CONCACAF, he's one of the best.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I think behind Kayla Navas, I think they put him.
then they have drawn for Dylan Barnes, who only played one game. That game that they got walloped by Japan on the 23 team. They got what 4-0, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
Also, they have gone for Dennis Taylor from Umberland. Not a player that I'm big on. I don't know exactly why they keep on calling him up, but he's not really a player that I'm big on. In the defense now, they have gone for Amari Bell, was once at, I believe it was Blackburn, but he has now signed for Luton Town.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
O'Neil Fisher from LA Galaxy.
Okay.
Michael Hector, the man who seems to can never be dropped.
Jesus, you really call him a name?
Yeah, man.
Jesus God.
But you have to understand why the man put Hector in, really. You have to think about why put Hector in there.
We'll soon get to that, coach. We have Kemal Lawrence, who no plays straight for Toronto FC. They sold it. They bought him from
Anderlecht.
Anderlecht. Never did as was expected though, not Anderlecht. Damian Lowe, who plays for Al Ittihad. And then Adrian Mariappa, they have him that he plays for Bristol City, but I believe Bristol City has released him, so he's no longer on the books of Bristol City. Also have Liam Moore, captain of Reading. Alva
Mm.
Spoil, now at Philadelphia Union. He went over to Sudan, but he couldn't get acclimatized
Him over
to
there. He hot.
again.
I think over Sudan hot, man.
Yeah, man's in care manager over there, so he's now back in MLS. The midfielders are as follows: Daniel Johnson from Preston North End, Tyrick McGee from KAS UPenn over there in Belgium, Rafael Morrison, who is still unattached, Lamar Walker from Miami FC, Devon Williams from Miami FC, Junior Flemings from Birmingham Legion, I don't know what they call him up because he has been awful for them so far. And the attackers in the squad are the talisman, Leon Bailey, Corey Burke of Philadelphia Union, Javan East Santos de Guapales, Shamar Nicholson from Royal Charlotte FC, that's over in Belgium, Bobby Reed from Fulham and Blair Torgert from Östersunds FK over there in Sweden. Um, First up, what's your take on the squad itself before I start to ask about some noticeable exclusion? Coach, I'm going to start with you. You think they're weak in the midfield area?
Definitely, I don't like the midfield. I really don't like the midfield. Seriously, because it's not like they have a known person that I would say I trust this man. But I think why they have the midfield like that is because they can throw Hector and Low in it. Because they tried Low in it sometime and
Remember, say Devon Williams is also a holding minute somewhat,
yeah, that's true, but where Devon Williams plays.
Miami.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. I don't trust the midfield. Reason being because they're in a lower weight limit than what. Seriously, that's why I don't trust the midfield. But then
They're in
again,
the USL.
the coach probably sees something more than what the fan sees. So then I would say, man, go ahead and do it. I'd say give the coach what he wants. If he doesn't perform, then you know what to do after that.
All right. Sherwin, you agree that because, as the coach said, no, probably they're thinking that Hector can play in the midfield in the holding area. Probably Daniel Johnson, even though I think Daniel Johnson is better playing as a box-to-box midfielder, as we have seen him play for Preston, or that guy Devon Williams, because I've seen people being raving about him, but I'm not big on him as well. I think he's average, and if we intend to go forward, we need to do better. Although it said that we have not gotten Kevin Stewart, formerly of Liverpool.
Yeah,
No, at
yeah.
Liverpool. He has no got his passport, so I believe we'll see him soon. But this squad that has been selected, Sherwin, do you think that this midfield is lacking a lot?
The first question me I go ask is what formation we play again? 4-2-3-1?
Safest one.
4-2-3-1 we play, right?
Yeah, that is safe for Jamaica.
Yeah.
So really, need two holding midfielders because he's probably going to throw Bobby as a number 10 and put Leon out wide and stuff like that. So with maybe one of those other forward up front. The guy from Trench, from
Nicholson.
Yeah, Nicholson.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No. Morrison made this squad, right?
Yeah, man.
All right. So here my take on it now. You see, if a 4-2-3-1 in my play, it not too bad. Reason being, if you look at first of all, I agree with you up front now. The midfield weak. For me, the midfield weak. The defense is what they expected, right? With the names that are there is what they expected.
Remember what I heard was his name pull out, Lawrence.
Yeah, I mean hear something like that too. Me hear like Lawrence pull out for true.
Like
that. But yeah, if him gonna play 4-2-3-1, it's not bad because you're gonna look for Bobby Reed and Bailey, Morrison, and who was there about myself? I remember any of them. But the midfield really weak. And the only thing we can say is probably them I use the Gold Cup as a little scapegoat to see what the team really make up for the upcoming World Cup campaign. That are the only thing
because if you look at the other teams too, Sherwin, US hasn't selected their best team, because most of the men that plays in Europe, they're not there.
Yes,
This is basically a second squad. It's only Mexico. You can probably say, yeah, they have gone with a strong.
No, me I look on the US team on the Gold Cup website. And me I say, wait, then me miss something. I which year this year? And me I say, like some expected names. Me not see. Did they understand?
They can afford to do that, though.
Yeah, but
home style, really, and I mean, what that they have they could easily decide, say, all right, this is one of the teams that we're going to experiment with and see which
Yeah.
player
I
we could
think
build
that's what
across.
they're actually doing to
Yeah,
see who can make it to the main squad.
but the US
Yeah.
has been doing this for years. These
Yeah, they
guys,
have.
it's like the transition phase for the US is way better than Jamaica transition phase because all of these guys are going to take the time to see who can make the first squad and then goes right into the World Cup qualifiers and stuff like that. Because the guys who are in the first squad, a lot of them are probably maybe injuries are going to get older. So these guys are going to come right up into a transition into the first teams or first team.
Although to be fair though, remember that it's not like years gone by. This US first team is very young.
Mm-hmm.
True, but injuries
Mm-hmm.
come along. So these guys right now that they pick, these guys are actually on what you call it, trials. All of these guys from the MLS, these guys are on trials to make the World Cup, the Whitney the squad, the
All
World
right,
Cup squad.
and here's Demico saying exactly what you have been saying. He's saying that if they use low in midfield along with Johnson and Ravel, it's a half decent midfield. Now the top teams are going full strength, so that midfield can do a job against any of the so-called
Yeah.
big teams.
Say
Yeah.
that to
That. Yeah.
Suriname. Say that to
Yeah.
Suriname.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If we're playing 4-2-3-1, if we're playing 4-2-3-1, then the squad it's not really bad. You get what I mean?
Just call
It,
the safe formation the bones. The man be not tell us say a safe formation. I call that.
yeah, yeah, but it not really bad because me can't see him a play no other formation with this. Like with this as squad there. But as me said, it could be that them a experiment because we know say other names out there that them are work and forgetting at the squad and things
Yeah,
the qualifiers and thing.
and
So it
and
could
I'm just going to roll over as a finish in the bones because there, as I said, there's some noticeable exclusion, and I'm not going to talk about the English-based players. I'm going to
mhm.
talk about start with some Jamaicans. For instance, you look at Kaim Paris, who finished this season as the second leading goal, not second, the leading goal scorer for NK Krka in Slovenia second division.
Yes.
That's a noticeable exclusion. Also, you have Norman Campbell, who was at I don't quite remember the club that he was at. I think
Yeah, yeah.
the last name is Beauregard. I don't quite remember, but it's also down there as well. And he has since gone on and he has no sign for Q Kariki. That's a team that plays in the top division. And they actually finished third last season. A team down in Serbia, that is. They finished
Mhm.
third last season and he has no sign for them. So you have these players, and I'm like, why didn't these players get a call up since as you're experimenting and these two players won't? This fair fact that they won't be the main team come whenever it comes to the nitty gritty.
Qualifiers. Mhm.
So
Um, it always like for me, it always surprising some of the time the players them will pick. I think one of the best squads we the best pick squads we ever see, and at that time people did still a complain was the last qualifiers. Like we had a well balanced team, and but people did still a complain saying not enough local players was in the team. But at the time, the strength of other teams would have merited the selection of the federation at the time. You get what I say? Like we
yeah,
did only all we did need is just a good coach to qualify. You get what I say? So at the end of the day, we see I can say is the squad is what it is. There are notable names that are not there. Names that they're working on in terms of securing passports and all of these issues. And also players like players that you have just mentioned. I saw Robbie and Facebook really going at it about the one of the players that you mentioned, Levan, why he's not in the squad over another player, and so it could be an experiment to see what is really needed for the qualifiers, but as well, let's take away the fact that players with passport issue we can't do anything about right now. But if other players are there for us to look on like better quality players, then I think this competition was the competition for us to really get them in, look at them, see what they will offer us for the qualifiers. You understand? Because what we know that winning the winning the World Cup is is a
Yo,
curry
they need
goat.
to win it, yo.
Is a
They
curry
need to
goat
win it.
trophy. Eh?
They need to win it.
Yeah, but you that consider it it's like in a every competition, no matter what. That's why I always say this, trophy or trophy. Every single coach want to win. You understand whether a Curry Gold trophy or a Axdale trophy, you want win. You get what me I say? And it just add to the value of your team when you win. You understand? And they really and truly need
Yeah,
to
more
to
exposure for players, and then within itself, you know that
And
scouts are going to see players, and guess
Granny,
what?
yes,
Big
yes,
big moves.
yes.
One quick thing though, they have replaced Jerome Waite as the assistant coach. He's no longer assistant coach, and they have gone for Paul Hall and Maron Garden. Someone asked me the question that how comes a man with more experience and more what do they call it? More merit to his coaching is actually assistant to a man that doesn't have as much as him.
nothing is
That's
wrong.
We attack Paul
that's
Hall.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's the thing that nothing is wrong because if you
nothing
look
wrong.
at some clubs, you have clubs that as coaches. For instance, look at
Pep.
I'm not going to use Pep doing. I'm going to use what's his name man at United, Mike Phelan. Mike Phelan is way more experienced than Ole Gunnar
Only.
Solskjaer. But guess
Yeah,
what? Mike Phelan is the number two. So
yeah.
you know
But
what I'm.
even Arsenal assistant way more experienced than Arteta and him a number two too. So
Yo,
it's
listen,
just
that's the taste that the team, man.
yeah,
Listen, that's the taste that
it's just how they work together now, right? That have everything. Can they only need a chemistry between players, you know. You need a chemistry between the coaches too, you know. Can they work together? You understand? And they are their former teammates. I think it's a good idea they got Garden in. Merriam Garden, me rate Merriam Garden highly, like really high.
I don't.
Yeah,
I
you
don't.
it's okay, Leopard. You
But
would understand
actually, you don't believe that Tapa asks for these persons?
Yeah,
probably.
I
Yes,
think he probably did.
It's
yes,
valid.
yes.
I really
Yeah,
believe he asks for
yeah,
power.
yeah.
But all right,
Because there is no
quickly, Bones, because I want to ask Coach a question.
mhm. No,
Finish.
oh yeah, some finish up. Yeah, because I don't think they could JFF would have really be so senseless to go out and get two assistants that they didn't discuss with Tapa at the end. But they see
This is
that
what
Tapa
I
need
agree with. This is my
eh?
exact thinking. This is what Demiko says. He says I think it's a PR move. If they had fired Tapa, it would look away. So it's easier to replace with. I think Paul is the main man, though it says he's the
They make
assistant. I
Let me
agree.
say something on that though. The guy named William, they make out Davis. Let me say something on that, and I can attest to something like that, yeah. Because my first time here, coaching the national team here, the guy that they put in charge is actually a local guy, Dutch. Remember, I am not local. I don't speak the language. Yeah, but in terms of experience, in terms of coaching tactics and all these things, I am way better, like night and day better. Get what I mean? But they brought me in as the assistant. On every document, I am the assistant. But really and truly, when it reach training ground and training methods and all of these things, I am the one running
Yeah,
the show. But
yeah,
when
the
it comes
coach.
to the games, he's the man up front, you know. You get what I mean? So I understand what this guy is saying, and it could be really true because really and truly, as a head coach, you need your assistant. Them if they're better than you, it's great. You get
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you can decide that you're not going to let your ego get the best of you. It will
yeah.
work really well for the country. And
Yes,
it's
yeah, like Levan, your assistant either have to be equal, better, but no worse, not worse. Because
All right,
you know spell good when your assistant worse. Trust me.
all right. So, Coach,
yeah,
quickly tell us what is going on with your team over there, man. Because it's been a while since we last check up on your team.
all
So,
right.
tell me what's going on and what's the progression.
Well, here, as you know, everybody
And
support.
hold on, for some of our viewers might not be familiar. So, tell them which team you actually coach.
Oh, I coach a Saint Martin national team,
All right.
male
So,
team. So
continue.
right now, I think we're preparing for the U20. We're going to have the CONCACAF U20 in November. So that is what we're preparing for now. But here we don't have the stuff that if we have the resources Jamaica have, man, would have been so much better. Like really and truly, Jamaica know what they have. But when you look at the players that we have, most of our guys, or we work like, is Jamaica the only place I realized that some of the players who play schoolboy league don't transition into Premier League teams, or if they do go away, you don't hear anything of them after that. Here, you have the guys who play schoolboy league. A lot of these guys are in the national team, senior team. One of our youngest player who represented the island, he was 15 when he played against Haiti. In
But,
Wow.
Haiti.
but coach, you know that I can debunk your point easy saying that it's because of lack of talent why you have to push those guys from the high school into
No,
the
it, no,
national
all right.
team.
Here, you have a point, but then here's the thing: because what we try to do is, if you're really good, we're going to give you a chance. That's what we think. And really and truly, we don't have the big pool, as you say, as what Jamaica have. So we try to push them into these things early, and not just us, because all the Dutch Caribbean doing the same thing. They're doing the same. Suriname doing the same thing. Curacao, because we link with a lot of them, they're doing the same thing, and they have way better talent than us. Yeah, but they're trying to push some of their youngsters into these things.
True.
So I think that is our aim right now, is to try and get as much. Some of our players in the Netherlands now playing in maybe fourth divisions and stuff like that, and that help us. You know what I mean? Some of them playing in Aruba, so it's mostly Dutch places they play, because they try to keep the same Dutch philosophy and all of that. Yeah, so I think because now we have one of the coaches from the Kind BB, who is the head of Dutch football, and he's here on the island. Yeah, so every 3 months he's here, and we have coaching courses at least that time. So now
Okay.
I'm currently doing my CONCACAF B right now. So sometimes when you see me, I can't come on because I have training sessions and all of these things.
Yeah,
So
man, I
I'm
understand,
currently,
man.
yeah, man. So I'm currently doing that now, and I'm actually a co-instructor, instructing the D lesson CONCACAF
Oh,
right now. So I think that is
Teacher in training.
what it is to me. That's why I really want that chance in Jamaica, because they have the highlights.
Mm-hmm.
In Jamaica, when you're there as a coach, you get the highlights. Right here is not
yeah.
so. But two of our
Yeah.
players going to America though to play, they get scouted because some scouts were here, and they get scouted to play in the University League, the second division in America.
Oh, so USL.
No, in terms of college league, they're young,
Oh, college.
Yeah, man, 17.
Oh,
So that's where we're trying to go right now, is to get them out there so they can play other places and stuff like that. So, and even we have some link with some academy in Jamaica. I think it's an all female academy they have in Jamaica. So they want to come here because we're running a camp, and we have a female national team who looking some games, played against St. Bart's the other day and beat them 4-0. So we're doing a thing, man. You see me?
all
We
right,
just
boss.
put the resources where Jamaica have.
All right, all
True.
right, boss. Wish you all the best in whatever you do, man, and hope that
Man.
at some point we'll actually see St. Martin climbing up the ladder because you guys
Cool, yo,
really need.
anytime, yo, believe me, Levan. Anytime the Nations League come around next year in September, look out for us. Seriously.
We'll be right here
Tell
checking
you.
on it, man. No worry
Yeah, man.
yourself.
Well, I tell you, look out for us at that time, because what we're building here, youth. All right, if you see the program, and sometimes I tell you what you see on paper is way different from what you're actually doing in real life. But when you look at the program that we have on the slide or on paper, youth, if that drop into the hands of a top coach in Jamaica, youth, him smile, youth. With the
Oh,
players Jamaica have, youth, yo, it wicked, youth. May I tell you the truth?
yeah,
Because
man.
as
And
I
you can speak this early, but I know that Sherwin can because Sherwin is a scrub when it comes down to coaching.
Ah, idiot. Ah, idiot. Me have my level 2 in a coaching, right? Me have my
Yeah.
level 2 in.
What are you doing with it? Sit down over
Boy,
there.
oh no, you see football over here so different, Football over here so man can you can't put on one man, take him off and put him back on. And so
what
that's
age?
a
What
eh?
age? What age?
Men's soccer in a in the
No,
province.
but you have to understand, Sherwin, that because the guy that runs CONCACAF is actually a Canadian, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they have their we call it, their structure, how they want to do things. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if you ask them, you will see all of these things on paper. This is how they want to run it. Because
Mm-hmm.
believe that if you do only three substitutions, a man might never get a game. Maybe
Yeah,
they do
that's
that
true.
because we no play for so long. When the COVID and all
Yeah,
of these
can
things, So
yeah.
they play constantly. You get what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah, but the level over, I mean, the level, all right. Which
Quickly
part
finish it
me,
because I'm about to wrap up.
yeah, which part me that you'd have class probably like it probably class down to probably a major league or a super league. Which part me, the league when me there, but it just the quality not really did it that much and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It
because
just
sure, what I actually realize is that otherwise, some that the one and few top talents like Jonathan David, Alfonso Davis, Kyle
mm,
Larry,
mhm.
that's outside of them. You notice that the major talents actually try to reach into the US market, like the MLS, because most of them who play for Toronto, and as you know that Toronto is a side in Canada.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and that's why Toronto FC and Vancouver did cut a deal with MLS for getting a for them league. It's just what they Canada start their own Premier League and
yeah, and
them not have
it's going on decent to be
yeah,
honest.
bad because I hit what we boy name now
Alex Marshall.
yeah Marshall, yeah, I hit
and
Marshall
that's
there,
so much money out.
Remember, Nicholas Hamilton actually went to a
Yeah.
team there before he went to Dundee over in Scotland.
yeah, yeah, true,
Only have so
true.
much money.
Yeah, nobody asks because here what you see Vancouver Whitecaps and Toronto FC actually enter the Canadian Premier League, but they enter it with their B team.
But
Yeah,
good thing, Sherwin.
yeah, it is.
Good,
So
really and truly, Canada have so much money, Sherwin.
trust
You
me.
Yeah, man, no yourself doing a Sherwin, because guess what? You have a very good Prime Minister. So, in due time, man, just in due time. But
Yeah,
this is where we're going to call it a night on the show. I want to say thanks to Sherwin for passing through. It's been a while, but he
yeah,
had to make it, even to kick up Spain as a Spain, too possessive and all of that. To the coach, wasn't being here in ages, but
yeah, man.
as he explained, it's because he has been caught up.
Yeah,
So
man.
I'll say thanks again for being here. And Kim's was here earlier, who made our early run. But I'll say thanks to all the guys. Thanks to our producer Josh Colley makes this possible. And thanks to you, our viewers. Without you, there's no Sports Friends. So I want to say thanks to all of you who were here with us from the onset until at this particular time. And over the weekend, just go and watch some football.
England versus Czech, yeah?
Yeah, and
That's
some
semi-final.
cricket might be going on. The decider tomorrow
tomorrow.
for West Indies. The
Yeah,
series is going to tie that wall. Let's see if they can win it. And
yeah, man. Pollard,
Bones,
do no bad first.
Bones,
Do bad first, Pollard, please.
Bones. This comment is for
Eh?
you. Butler says that Bones not too bad when he's not talking about
So
Arsenal.
true,
I
so
agree.
true, so true.
I agree.
That's why
He
Arsenal
sounds
need to
sensible when he's not talking about Arsenal.
that's why Arsenal need to get relegated, so we don't have to talk about them.
But thanks to all our viewers. Thanks to everyone who is a part of the Sports Frenzy family. Stay safe. And he says that hurricane is on the horizon. Elsa is coming. So, guys, stay as safe as possible. Stay indoors as much as you possibly can and ensure that you're prepared for whatever that comes up because you know that we're currently in hurricane season. So, stay safe, guys, because I want you guys to be here with me come Monday and beyond because that's what family do. We take care of each other. So, until then, so long, take care of yourself.
Yeah,
Blessings.
man. Peace.